average, they have been rising at an unprecedented level. So we cannot compare this with one particular event that has happened in this particular season. So I think these are something we cannot compare.
Okay, let's consider a situation. You are a young unmarried guy, and let's say after getting into job, you went for a marriage, and it is ideal marriage, right? But all of a sudden, the girl father, he said that we have already had a pact since childhood of the girl that whenever you get married, I'll gift a car. And the girl's father want to gift a car to the girl on the very marriage day, where the wedding is taking place. What will be your take? Will you allow to get this car or not?
Sir, in my opinion, sir, I'll not allow this because, sir, this creates an obligation. It creates an obligation on me. It creates an obligation on my family. And, sir, this is basically, you can say, in an indirect way, a form of dowry as well. So, in my humble opinion. And, sir, what I'll say to him is that, please keep your car because all I want is your daughter, and that I can
but
myself.
Daughter is also willing to get that.
So daughter is willing to get that, I agree. But sir, what I'll say to her is that we don't need that particular car. So we have our own benefits, and therefore we do not need that particular car.
So how do you justify this? This matrimonial alliance is 50-50. Where is gender equality in that? She cannot. You can take gift from your father, but she cannot take gift from her father. Is it so?
Sir, I'm not saying that she cannot take gifts from her father and she should outrightly refuse it. But sir, on my part, I'll try to convince her that there's no need for that particular car, and it can actually get us into unwanted troubles. For example, if I am a civil servant specially, so I'll try to reason with her, and then sir, I'll try to convince. So sir, that is what I'll feel.
Akshat,
Sir,
what are your preferences?
Sir, my first preference is the Indian Administrative Service, followed by the Police Service, and then the Foreign Service, and then, sir, the Indian Revenue Services.
Okay. Akshat, you look like a kid.
Sir.
So if you don uniform of a police officer,
Sir.
People will hardly recognize you as a responsible officer. Don't you think that to deal with such stressful situations which a police officer faces throughout his career, we should have a stress test for civil servants before selecting them to these services like IAS and IPS?
Sir, in my opinion, sir, this is something that gets built on after you get into the services, you understand the entire framework, you train, and then, sir, you deal with situations. Sir, if we begin to take the stress test, as you're saying, before the civil services, then, sir, I think a lot of potential candidates can get lost in this process. Because, sir, right now at this particular stage, for sir, example, in my own case, I have just graduated from college. So, I might not be able to pass your stress test right now, but say after 5 years of training, after getting mature, understanding all the processes, maybe then I could pass your test with flying colors. So, sir, I don't think that should be the case right now before the
Okay, your father is an IPS officer.
Sir.
Still you have chosen IAS as your first preference. Why?
So, what I have seen is that, sir, the IAS offers a lot of diversity as compared to the Indian Police Service. So, Indian Police Service is mainly revolving around law and order and crime. While, sir, Indian Administrative Service, you go into different fields like health, education, agriculture, rural development. And, sir, that is why there's this specific charm of IAS for me.
So, one last question, Akshat.
Sir.
Give me 3 reasons why we should not select you.
So, I don't think there's any reason you should not select me.
You can't think of even a single reason why we should not select you?
No, sir, not right now. And, sir, if there is any reason, I know I can work upon it. I'll definitely work upon it, and I'll do my best to contribute to this service.
Okay, Akshat. Thank you very much. Interview is over. You may go now.
Okay, sir.
We go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
So, how was it? What is your assessment?
Sir, I think it was good. So there were certain areas where I lacked, for example, in anthropology, which I felt that through proper revision, I could have given better answers. And sir, what was your opinion?
We will give you our opinion also. When is your interview?
Sir, it's on 27th March.
27th March.
Yes.
A lot of time.
Lot of time.
Lot of time. Then. You see, Akshat, first your plus points, your positives.
Sir.
You are a young. That itself is a big plus point for you. Yes, it's a big advantage for you. You come from a very good background, family background. That's another good advantage. At times it goes against also, but as far as we understand, it's an advantage to you. It's an advantage to you. You have a pleasing personality.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasing demeanor also. So all those good qualities are there. You look like a child, as you call it, chocolate cream soldier. So you look like that only, and as because a lot of time is there, so you work upon certain areas.
Right, sir.
Like the example of goldsmith which you gave.
Sir.
So okay, user design. You try to explain to the board that you have done it through your project.
Right, sir.
But the answer was too long.
Sir.
It was more like a harangue than understanding the subject.
Okay, sir.
So try to make it
More
crisp.
brief. Right, sir.
Absolutely crisp. Because I did like this and this resulted into this.
Sir.
So if you want to, because you basically we could understand that you wanted the board to know that you have done a work on this. So fair enough. But don't make it too long.
Okay, sir.
Too long. Then on certain issues, like she asked you about fasting and all that.
Right, sir.
So you evaded that question. Instead of catching it by forelocks, you try to evade it. You are a police officer. First duty of a police officer is to investigate.
Right.
So, and to get into the depth of the issue.
Yes, sir.
So that stand you should be taking. Entrepreneurship, okay, entrepreneur, because you are a young entrepreneur also. So that you should work on that also. That what question, I mean, offhand I can't tell you how to work on that, but you may expect question on that.
Right,
What
sir.
kind of question it will be asked, difficult, but you just brush up, a lot of time is there.
Right,
Brush
sir.
up on that.
Sir.
Otherwise, with all that, your interview has been excellent.
Thank you, sir.
And you have all the good qualities of a civil servant,
Thank you, sir.
and you should come out with flying colors. Anything you want to ask?
Sir, that last question, sir.
You can't be so confident of your personality. I understand that you
It
said
sounds
that
very
no.
evasive rather than convincing.
A better way of, if you ask me, if somebody
sir.
had asked me this question, I would have said, ki, sir, if you find a better candidate, although I think I am the most deserving candidate, sir, but still, sir, I mean, your wisdom and all that, if you find a better candidate than me,
Then I'll try next year.
then I'll try next year.
Okay, sir.
That is a
More humble.
more
Right,
humble. Here it shows your arrogance.
So
You dare me
basically,
not.
right, what I wanted to say was that I have my problems, but I am ready to work on
We
them.
we understood your point of view.
Right.
It's the way how you react.
Right, sir. So I'll
So it's the same thing you are saying. Same thing. You are still not discounting the idea. Still not basically succumbing to pressure.
Right,
Say, no, sir. I mean, I'm no good and all that. I'm the best. This is what I think, sir.
right, sir.
But in your wisdom, in your opinion, if you find a better candidate, then I'll again work on this.
that adds a
That's
humbler outlook.
yeah,
Right, sir.
approach has to be humble.
Right, sir.
From particularly from a young boy like you,
Yes, sir.
because you guys have a lot of enthusiasm and all that. So it is good for you also. So all those qualities are there.
Right, sir.
So I don't think any reason why
Persons
you should
sitting
not.
here, they are judging you. Okay?
Right, sir.
So that's the most important thing.
So why I personally don't see any reason why you should not be selected.
Thank you, sir.
It will be good.
And so also that proposing of the glass.
That was really good. That was really good.
See,
We really liked
these
it.
questions are the questions which actually give you marks, and there are no losses. I mean, these can only add to your
Marks,
evaluation.
right, sir.
Provided you handle it well. You handled it well, and
Thank you, sir.
I think that was icing. It was really good.
And so one more thing is that this elitist perception that sometimes people have about me. So, sir, how can I actually try to,
You got to avoid it.
sir, but
Yeah,
how to face it in a better manner, sir, if you have any.
But see, here it was a factual thing. So
Right.
if you didn't know, then you can't do much about it.
Right, sir.
But the idea is that if you get chance,
Right.
do mention that you do visit villages, you do have friends.
Okay,
you
sir.
were in a IIT where other people
Right,
were
sir,
not
from-
really from that privileged
Right,
background.
sir.
So I do, I mean, whatever exposure I have received, I do know what the rural life is. I know.
And so I'm ready to learn about
and
it
I'm
and ready
exactly-
to work
that's
on
the
it.
idea.
Young
That's the idea.
age is on my side, sir. I'm always willing to
So
learn. and
unfortunately,
stuff.
here the
People-
question came a factual
Right,
one,
sir,
and
so
the factual
I-
question you can't do much about it. But had it been an analytical question, then maybe you
Maybe.
you could have
Right,
chip in that you are
because
not
this
that elitist.
element of elite